Sweet. All right, well, we're gonna start off part of Mike's fleet video YouTube right now. So if you didn't watch the last video, I'm hanging out in Utah with Mike Glover, Fieldcraft Survival. Probably worth watching the previous video. We kind of took a tour of this facility, talked about what you're doing here. Super interesting, super cool. Mike and I have been buddies for a while, and he's got a cool fleet of vehicles. He's like car guy, truck guy, Land Cruiser guy, Overland guy, getting into some rally racing and whatnot. And I was just like, well, I'm here, let's just do some videos of your cars.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I like it. This is the 83 Targa. And what's really crazy about this car is most people who see guys with Porsches are like, oh, look at this guy, he's got a Porsche. And the air-cooled market for Porsches is insane right now. But I bought this car from a guy in Denver for $20,000 years ago. This car right now, in the current condition, without the modifications and stuff that we did to it, is probably worth around anywhere from 40 on the very low, it's probably rare to get 40,
yeah,
as high as 60, 65K. So it's a 60,000 mile original Targa.
So what Mike's trying to say is his apartment smells of rich mahogany.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I justify it by saying it's a good investment.
Yeah. No, you've had a good return so far.
Yeah.
And it's just cool.
It's super fun. It's like
cool.
Bitcoin, but not, because Bitcoin just crashed. So
yeah, one day it'll climb back up.
Yeah, one day.
Cool. So like, I don't know. Tell us, give us a little walk around of it.
So I'm a big air-cooled Porsche nerd. The Targa is not my favorite because I'm not a Targa guy. The Targa was designed to have like the in-between a cabriolet and a coupe, because you wanted to be able to pop the top, but you wanted the safety of this, which if you strip this down completely, this is like a roll bar. And so the reason Porsche made this is because they wanted to enter the US market. And so they needed to meet safety specifications for DOT, and this was part of that process. And it wasn't going to be a big hit, except it turned out to be a big hit. And Porsche guys that are Targa lovers are like, don't ever do anything to the Targa, but I'm not a fan of Targas. I like coupes.
You do what you want.
I'll do what I want. I actually have a 993, a 96 coupe that I bought from a doctor in Salt Lake City that I'm literally trimming and turning into a wide body Pikes Peak car. Okay. And people are losing their minds because that's like the highly collectible
Blasphemy.
car. Yeah. So the cool thing about this is we're building an East African coupe for like a Tut Hill type race, East African safari. And we're like, hey, we got all these components, but a whole bunch of time lags off of getting the rebuild and all this stuff. What are we going to do in the short term with this vehicle? And I'm like, dude, just start swapping over all the rally stuff to this. So this vehicle has like $12,000 Elephant Racing rally suspension, which is like the best. It's professional rally race car suspension. You can even tell by the pigeon-toed camber, off-camber, slope of the front end, that there's not a lift on this. This is just, you could tuck these tires underneath this with that wheel, and everything is kind of set up for rally in mind, but you don't need a lot of components to make these super rally capable. I mean, it's a pre-renter setup because it's rear-wheel drive, but if you look at the interior, everything's like utilitarian. I mean, it's all Rinline, so the floors are Rinline. It's got all the accessory pieces, the extended shifter. It's got a 915 transmission, Sparco racing wheel, carbo seats. I mean, it's basically a daily driving. We call it a recce car in rally because it's the car that you would go out to do the recce before the actual run. So it's not fully spec'd as a race car, which I don't want it to be.
Yeah.
I just want it to be a fun daily driver.
Yeah.
And so this is classic too. This sound, it's like classic Porsche.
That's a nice door.
It's so nice, but it's like that German engineering, man. Air-cooled 3.0 liter. They're just invincible, man. They're made for this kind of like terrain. I drove back from Montana a snow trip or a snowstorm, and it did really well on the highway.
You took it up to visit Clay?
Clay, yeah,
XO?
yeah. Showed him around, and it's just a fun car, man. It's something that I enjoy.
Yeah.
And, you know, this could sit in the garage by most Porsche collectors because they'd be like, oh my God, it's a 60,000 original 1980 Targa. Like, let's not mess it up. And I'm like, what's the point? You know, I want to ball it out because I want to drive it.
This is very cool.
It's fun.
Very cool.
It's fun.
Well, sweet.
Super fun.
So that's this. We're gonna jump into some other cars too, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
You want to do your daily? You want to talk about your daily real quick?
Let's do the daily.
The Land Cruiser?
Yeah, let's do the Land Cruiser.
Yeah. All right. Let's cruise out there.
Let's do it.
So Mike actually has a bunch of Land Cruisers. Mike has more Land Cruisers than I do, honestly. And his daily driver here is 100 series. And I don't know. Mike's going to tell us more about it.
Yeah, this is my favorite. I think out of all the vehicles that I do have, this is the most comfortable daily driver. Private jets out of Heber City, no big deal. It's like a $60 million G550. The reason I'm a big fan of this series Land Cruiser is it's an 06 LC100, so it's the year that they bumped up and upgraded the power.
Yeah, last 2 years.
Yeah, for 2 years. So it's got the good V8, but even the bump up on that, which I don't know, it was like 15, 25 horsepower or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was more. I think it was like 40 or something. I forget.
It's significant difference than the generation or the model before that, like an 05 or 04. I think 06 and 07 are the years, right?
Yeah, 06 and 07 are the years with the better engines.
Yeah.
So those are kind of the good 100 series.
This is the good 100. The only thing I don't like about this 100 is the interface, because to get the interface is outdated. You can't upgrade the firmware.
Yeah. And
to get an upgrade, you have to go with the Tesla screen display.
Yeah, the big vertical.
Yeah.
Like I've looked at some of those.
Yeah, and it's like Android based.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of weird systems.
I'm desperate though at this point. I might have to do that, but I basically just did an ARB package all the way around. I got custom rock sliders from a local company that fabbed them up. I got Method wheels, which are the new hotness.
Bling bling.
They're really nice wheels. I got a couple sets of these, and then I run the Falcon AT3Ws. I think these are AT3Ws, and the reason I love this setup is because it's comfortable, it's got power, and it's reliable. So I don't have to worry about breaking down with my 80.
Yeah.
Like every time I get in my 80, I'm like, ooh, let me monitor gauges.
Yeah.
It's like flying an old airplane. Like this, I can get in and I know it's gonna be comfortable and squared away.
Yeah, so modern enough to have some of the modern car feel and conveniences, but still kind of a classic.
Yeah.
Kind of a classic.
The only thing
vibe.
I'm missing, I'll show you just the back end of this because I want to show the Alikab or the goose gear setup. But the only thing missing from this is an Alikab rooftop tent setup. But I can't. Man, those guys are so busy.
South Africa,
man, they're crushing it right now. But I put a whole setup in here because, whether it's camping or even range days, which there's probably guns in here or something.
That's fine.
No, there's probably a gun in there.
I don't shy away.
A good goose gear setup with a drawer system set out. It's perfect for just roadside camping, off the trail. I don't do anything crazy in these. I don't rock crawl.
Yeah.
I'm just an overland. I like to travel. I like to go destination to destination with comfort in mind.
Yeah, it's nice to put your frozen goods from the grocery store in the back.
Some beer for the
little grocery getter.
The trail. And so, man, this is my daily driver.
It's got a tailgate too, so.
Yeah, I thought about trimming this and doing all kinds of sexy stuff, but it's just a beater, man. I like this rig because they're actually hard to find. I mean, these things are impossible to find.
Yeah, I mean, Land Cruisers like Porsches are going up in demand and cost.
I paid $20K for this a couple years ago from a dude who's actually from Iraq.
Okay.
And he didn't like that I was talking about it. I was like, I've been to Iraq 5 times. And he's like,
yeah.
Sure you have. And I'm like,
we don't like your kind.
Yeah, let's not.
Here.
Yeah, I digressed. And then, but he took immaculate care of this. And when I bought it, it was unmolested, non-modified, never been off-road. And I've thus destroyed it and gone through several iterations of things. Old EMU suspension, basic setup, KC highlights in the fender wells, fog lights, and trail lights. I think I got some off the back of here too.
Oh yeah.
But super simple, super basic. That's it.
Nice.
My favorite daily driving rig.
Cool. So this is Glover's daily 100 series Land Cruiser. Great choice.
Yeah.
My daily is like a 200 series these days. Actually, a Lexus Lx 570. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's kind of there.
That's your thing.
Like 'em.
Wow.
Yeah,
so
pretty-
I was going to buy the 200,
Yeah.
and that to me is like the bump up, obviously,
Yeah.
from this. But I looked on Marketplace, the black edition with the gold rims, the gold wheels. That thing, MSRP, I could have bought it for 90, brand new.
Yeah, 120
It's 110 to 120 grand right now.
Yeah.
With like 10 to 20,000 miles, because it's pre-owned.
The Heritage Editions are just asking a crazy. Yeah, mine's older. Mine's a 2010, so it's a little bit older. But
Yeah. Is it the
still.
Lexus or is it the
Lexus? Yeah, I was looking at 200 series Land Cruisers, and you get a Lexus LX 570 for a handful of thousand cheaper.
It's the same thing.
It's a little nicer.
Yeah.
It's probably better taken care
Better
of.
trim.
Yeah, they like took it all to the dealership, Lexus, everything. So I'm like, I feel like a little bit like a soccer mom or something. But
Yeah.
people that know, they're like,
Ooh, it's proper.
it's nice.
How do you feel about the whole Land Cruiser not coming, the
I'm
300?
bummed. Yeah, I'm bummed that the 300's not coming. But the Lexus version of the 300's coming. So the LX 600's coming, but it's super Gucci.
And it's
Like
super expensive.
Yeah.
It's like 100
grand.
Yeah.
I'm not that kind of guy.
Well, it's just like, I'm going to take the thing. The reason I like this is because I could beat the hell out of it and not think, oh, that was 6 figures that we just destroyed.
Yeah,
Right?
and just for like a daily, your shopping cart runs into it or whatever, you're like,
Yeah, whatever.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look at all these stains. I mean,
Yeah.
this is gun oil,
This is
blood.
blood.
This is actually pheasant blood because I just got back.
Okay.
Oh, that's actually pheasant. That's from.
Just got back from pheasant hunting.
Yeah, that
Nice.
was from a pheasant hunt. There's probably maybe a dead pheasant in here. So
Nice.
yeah, they're
Well,
like
pheasants for dinner.
Make sure there isn't. Yeah, there isn't. Okay.
Cool. So anyway, this is Mike's daily, and then we're gonna cruise over and look at a couple other rigs that you got lying around.
You want to do the Land Cruiser? The what's
Yeah.
it called? The 40?
The 40 in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could touch on that real quick.
Let's do that.
Okay, 40 coming up. Sweet. So this is Mike's 40.
That it is.
Yeah.
So I bought
It's,
this off of a rancher in Arizona for 10 grand, and it was used as a ranch vehicle,
Ranch truck.
ranch truck, 1973 FJ40, with a 350
Okay.
that is incapable of running, like at all. I don't know why people like these besides the way they look,
Yeah.
because it's like flying a World War II cargo plane, thinking you're in like a P-52 Mustang. Like you want to feel like you're like, oh, this is cool. It's not cool.
Not cool.
No,
No.
if they're built out, like the Icon builds,
Fully restored. Yeah.
with modern amenities, it's cool. Other than that, it literally should be a ranch, like chasing cattle truck,
Yeah. Or just like expensive art.
which it is now.
Yeah, kind of how I look at them sometimes.
Yeah. I don't think this thing has ran since I bought it like 3 years ago.
This is Mike. Mike's got a problem with cars sometimes. He just gets them because he likes them, and
Yeah.
they provide no real function, I guess.
Yeah.
So this is kind of just this is your only 40?
It is.
Yeah. So this is just Mike's again, kind of his Land Cruiser, love, addiction,
Yeah.
and this is 40. Not running. I don't know. Anything else you want to talk about?
Well,
It? It looks cool.
What I will say about this is it's nostalgic
Yeah.
and it's a novelty thing. Outside of that, it's actually for sale. If you guys want to hit a link down below, you guys
Runs
can
great.
buy this.
Starts up.
500
Strong
bucks.
engine.
Yeah, I just
Nostalgia. No,
it's
it makes
nostalgia.
sense.
Like this Warren winch is actually the second winch that Warren ever made, like legitimately. It's in the SKUs and the models. If you look at the serial number, because we sent it to Warren, they're like, dude, that's the second winch we ever made, and that thing is like, oh, don't ever use that. It will kill you. But I think that those kind of things are super cool, and I mean it's a Toyota. The thing will last forever, like literally as a piece of metal. But it hasn't moved in like 3 years since I've owned it.
Yeah.
I think I drove it and almost died picking it up, and then parked it, and then I had Addison, my mechanic, move it around to different parking lots. And like the back of my house to the parking lot here to like inside, and we really haven't done anything with it. So it's for sale, seriously, if you want to buy it. Like,
For sale.
yeah.
You heard it here first. Make Mike an offer that he can't refuse, but it's cool. 40s have never like grown on me too much.
Yeah.
I kind of like start at the 60 series, and that's where I kind of start liking them.
Do you like a 60?
I have a 60. And
I know, I
like
saw
it,
that.
yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Is it restored?
Ish.
Yeah.
It's like a work in progress. I mean, it's kind of nice. Mine's like kind of nice.
It's comfortable, right? It's like
I mean,
a Cadillac.
it's my least favorite vehicle to drive, for sure. It's just kind of like bumpy
Clunky.
and old and loud, but I feel classy like when I'm driving it.
Yeah.
Like I don't take it off road or
Do you feel
anything.
like Jack Carr in Terminal List?
I do, yeah.
What is it?
Yeah, Reese.
Jack Reese or Jim Reese?
James Reese.
James Reese.
James Reese. Yeah, I mean, I don't feel that cool, but like a little small part of me, I pull up to the grocery store and I'm like, I'm a man of class and dignity pulling in with that thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right, sweet.
You want this? I'll give it to you. Like, just have it.
Should I take it? I don't know. Maybe I'll trailer it back home. It'll be added to my list of projects that'll never get done. Cool. So we're back here at Fieldcraft HQ, back from the labs, and this is kind of like your new love interest, right?
This is like the new girlfriend
Yeah.
that always wanted and never had, and she's from Japan.
Foreigner.
This used to be a Japanese fire truck, and it's actually, if you look on this side, that old whole thing right there. That's
Oh, look at that.
fire engine red. On the other side, there's the adapter pieces for this, because the whole vehicle, you can have a red tank on the back. You could find these on eBay. There's a few of them around.
So this is what you said it was like a 79 or?
So it's a 75 series. It'd be considered a HZJ 75.
Okay.
I believe that's right.
Yeah, I don't know much about the 70s. I just call them all 70s, but I know there's a bunch of different ones.
Yeah, so the 75 series has this is a 79 series front end that you'll see in modern Land Cruisers even today. So that whole front clip basically was redone, and that was to adapt the equipment, but also the aesthetics. I like the aesthetics better of this front end.
Yeah.
The 75 series came with a 1.8Z engine, turbo engine, naturally aspirated. But the turbo version of that, which is just the T, you could get aftermarket installed using the same Toyota OEM, or in this case JDM components, and that's what this has.
Cool. So this is a Land Cruiser, but they don't sell the 70 series in the U.S. It's selling pretty much everywhere else.
Yes.
But you can import them.
Yeah.
Some regulations around it. But.
There is, and what's unique about this one, unless you're going to do a conversion from fire truck to normal pickup truck, you wouldn't find these on the road at all. Like, in fact, when somebody sees this, if they know what they're looking at, it's impossible to get a 100 series or a 79 series in America, period.
Yeah.
Right? But the 75 series, because of the age, you could find them, but you never see them in quad cab form. This is really unique because it's a quad cab because of the Japanese fire truck. We took a 79 series Land Cruiser pickup bed, which attached obviously to this, and then a 79 series front end. So
it's cool. And then you rattle canned it.
Huh?
You rattle canned it.
Yes, and I rattle canned it. What's weird is like, this is the dummy in me, is I paid $4,000 for Mako to paint it tan, and then I rattle canned it over the top of that.
Yeah, you can see some of the Mako paint right here, maybe?
Yeah. And I don't know why I did that, because I could have just painted it whatever, but it was fire engine red prior, so I used the Mako job as the primer.
Yeah.
And to be honest, like, I don't mind this, but when Alikab sends me my whole truck bed setup, I will paint this like a super sleek, like gray, like gunmetal gray, which is going to be perfectly complementing for like the dark accents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like a throwback to your Army days when you're overseas romping in these.
Yeah, we wanted to do like a Toyotas of War, which is a popular Instagram page. But I did in Libya and in Africa, even in Afghanistan, I used this kind of vehicle. I used a 79 series vehicle. In fact, in Libya, I had this same vehicle that looked just like this, except it had like a 14.7 millimeter machine gun.
Yeah, machine gun mount in the back. That's what these are popular for. Standing in the back with the. Yeah.
It was just like that. In fact, when we built this, that's what we built it in mind for. In fact, 366 is my first Special Forces detachment, 3rd Special Forces Group, 2nd Battalion, and the 6th Team in Charlie Company, which I was on, which is a mountain team, specialized in mountain warfare operations. Let me pop the trunk for you, or you can open that door too, because it's right-hand drive, but we took this vehicle and, you know, a lot of this is like raw metal, but this car, brand new, when we got it, had only 1,000 miles on it.
Okay.
And the engine was like I was scared because this is a 94. So this is a 94 and everything in it's brand new. Because it was a Japanese fire service truck and the only thing they did was maintain it. And the Japanese, generally speaking, maintain all their stuff like perfectly.
Yeah, Toyotas from Japan.
Yeah, I mean the reason this is a fire truck is because in Japan, because of the thin, narrow roads, you need a thin, narrow, tall vehicle to be able to navigate to fight fires.
Yeah, so they're kitted out with all the fire stuff in the back when they're in fire engine mode.
Yeah,
water tank.
This
hoses.
actually came with a high roof as well.
Oh, did it?
And we chopped it and modified it to a low roof.
Okay.
Because people
aesthetically, I like the low roof.
Yeah. Well, people are like, "Oh, don't get rid of the high roof." I'm like, dude. And I thought, well, it's cool because you can wear your helmet and whatever, but it's like I'm not wearing like a big firefighter helmet. Yeah. And it looks kind of goofy.
Yeah, and then if you're getting the Alikab, I think needs to sit a little more flush.
Yes, and that's what I wanted. In fact, we couldn't do it unless we had the low roof.
Okay. Yeah.
We had to adapt it.
Yeah.
So the Shieldman seats.
Yeah, the Shieldmans, these are nice.
Yeah, these are beautiful seats. I need to get the armrest adapter. I forgot to get those, but we got a tank. Let me pop the trunk. I'll show you pop the hood. Sorry, these are the trunks. So big shout out to all the guys at Fit Garage in Oregon. They're one of my favorite old school Land Cruiser shops. All those guys are experts at all this stuff. But as you can see, I mean, this 1.8Z, otherwise known as 1.8Z, is a naturally aspirated diesel. And the difference between the 1.8Z and 1.8ZT is that the internals are basically more ruggedized for the turbo. So when you add the turbo like we did in this particular setup, you can't boost as much. But you don't need a lot of boost in this. I mean, dude, it's like brand new. It literally is a brand new engine.
So imports on vehicles basically they have to be over 25 years.
Yeah.
Which this is. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and this vehicle, especially the Toyota fleet, the 1.8Z, is known for being like a bulletproof vehicle.
Toyota's a war.
Dude, this thing will go forever, and it's one of the reasons why I'll never sell this vehicle. Yeah. I mean, I'll give my kids this vehicle when I die. I mean, this is a perfect setup.
So this is one that Mike loves.
I love it. Let me turn it on.
His 80 he doesn't love as much.
I don't. I'm not a fan of the 80. It took me a while to like hate it, but I'm not a fan.
She purrs.
And the cool thing about this is every time I start it starts like that. Yeah. It doesn't lag. I could crawl around the mountains in Park City, up and down, no problem. It's got heater, no AC. And this snorkel is not connected, as you can see, because you need to have a bypass. For guys who are interested in getting these, the reason we did 79 series adaptations is because Dubai, you can get in Dubai OEM brand new parts from the Toyota dealership in Dubai for these vehicles.
Yeah.
So I've literally ordered mud flaps, all different kinds of stuff, straight up out of the service catalog because they still have service parts for these.
Yeah, Dubai, big Land Cruiser area.
Yeah.
For sure.
And
well, this is cool. I can't wait to see it with the Alikab on and everything.
Dude, it's gonna be dope. Let's the back is the final piece. I mean, these vehicles and their robustness, these actually have a load capacity of about, I could fit an additional, man, I don't want to lie to you. I don't want to make up that number. But it's a lot more than a conventional SUV.
Has good payload.
Has good payload capacity. So the tank here used to sit in between the body and the big fire truck contraption. But Long Range America, big shout out to Long Range America, because we just ordered the extended fuel tank, which is a 70 plus gallon fuel tank that will go underneath it. And then this will be perfectly set up for the Alikab setup. And for my Alikab setup, because this can handle the weight, the only difference is it's taller. It's a lot taller. So that spec you'll never find anywhere in the US because it's obviously specifically made for this pickup truck and this very short bed. It's a very small bed, but what you get is the advantage of height. So inside you can set up and you'll have plenty of real estate.
Yeah, pops the top, you got your little fireplace, a cup of hot chocolate.
Luxury stuff, fancy stuff.
This is cool.
But yeah, it's one of my favorite vehicles, and it's one vehicle that, again, I'll never get rid of. She's going soon.
That 80 is probably for sale soon.
Yeah, she's going soon.
So this is another one of Mike's rigs, 80 series Land Cruiser. This was a 96, you said, I think?
Yeah, this is a 96.
But been giving him some issues here and there, and you want to engine swap it. I always talk about, like, these things are weak, and I talk about swapping engines, and the Land Cruiser crowd is like, ah! But
I don't get that. Well, here's a big misconception with a lot of people who follow overlanding and off-roading is they forget that these are OEM spec US restricted vehicles. Most of them have the same suspension components, but this certainly is not a turbo diesel.
yeah, the turbo diesels have significantly more power.
They do. They're better geared, better power.
Yeah, the 6 is like, people call it a bomb-proof engine, but head gaskets go out. They need a bit of maintenance. They don't have a ton of power.
They do.
It's one of these things where it's like a tractor engine, basically. It can take a beating, but it'll never go the speed limit up Highway 70.
Yeah, it's struggle. Like this one, you have to. What is that? I mean, this one's got lockers. This has got air lockers in it. It's got all the things that you need. But dude, if you're running this in the hills in the middle of summer, I literally sometimes will pull over because the temperature will get too hot.
Yeah, they run hot.
And I don't want to make a mistake of blowing a head gasket. And again, I want a vehicle that's bomb proof. And some guys swear by these, but even who is it? Overland Bound, Mike.
Yeah.
He had to replace his engine recently. He replaced it with the same one, right? The same engine.
The Toyota Land Cruiser crowd's kind of funny. They talk about how bomb-proof they are, and then they're always doing maintenance on them.
Always.
Yeah.
Like this is bomb-proof. I mean, ISIS is proof that this is like one of the world's most capable rigs of war.
Yeah.
But this, in its current spec, it looks cool, but not necessarily bomb-proof.
Yeah, I'm pretty romantic about the 80 series.
I just realized the door handle on this is missing.
Yeah, well, Mike doesn't care about this one too much.
Yeah, it's a security. What we did is we removed that so you can't get into it.
Yeah.
But we forgot that we can't get into it
either.
either.
Fieldcraft security, custom security system outfitters.
You just get a hammer and you're like, smash, there, it's fixed.
But it's cool. I mean, you guys know, I like my Land Cruisers.
Yeah.
And then what do you got? We got a van over here, little minivan.
So, yeah, let's go inside the Vanagon because I think we short-stroked it by just showing the aesthetics.
So this is it. What year is this one?
91.
91.
But I just want you to, let's get a Reacts view, sit in that, and then look around. This is a 91, all original. Minus that guy right there. But look at it.
It's nice.
It's brand new.
It's super nice in here.
How does it feel?
I could dig it.
But look at this. Did you do it?
Whew. I mean, the seats aren't bad either.
No, dude, they're super comfortable.
Yeah.
It's super fun. Besides it being a death trap, if you get a fender bender, it's like really cool.
Yeah, not the safest.
Not the safest. But this camper pops. This is a Westfalia.
Yeah.
So it pops up. You have the sleeping deck right here, and everything's mint. I mean, it's like
got the cabinets.
Dude, it's got like all the cabinets. Oh God, I just sat on my phone and probably just cracked it. Oh my God. I just put the force of all my weight on my phone.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's good.
Good.
But like, oh, I've been looking for that stuff.
God, there's my old mac and cheese.
Jeez. This is like the fridge from 91. That's nobody ever uses these for fridges. That's why.
They're just storage.
You got this, yeah. And then, but all this stuff is all original. And it's perfect condition. And this camper, usually you will see these and they'll be ripped up and everything. Dude, it's mint. It even smells like the original factory stuff. This is a carpet, so this is actually rubber underneath. Look at that rubber. It's like brand new. So here's the problem with this is it's underpowered. I bought a 2.0 TDI engine to swap in it, except it's an auto, and they don't make them to convert for autos.
So this pops up. You could stand up in here.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's badass. There's a stove.
Yeah,
sink.
stove,
Usually those
sink.
are rusted out, and that one still works.
This is cool in here.
Super dope, man. Ignore that light in there. That's and the baby wipes. I don't know why those are in there. That's
storage.
Weird. But yeah, I bought this from a guy who was the original owner in Kalispell, Montana, when I was doing a podcast with Andy Stump. I bought it for 19 grand and drove it back, and still from Montana to here, which is a long ass drive, it was super fun.
Yeah.
They're just, dude, they're like nostalgic, and putting a little lift, some Go Westy tires, it's super fun.
It looks cool.
It's super cool. I do want to swap it with a TDI, and I want to run it, just give it a little bit more power, and figure out how to adapt that, but it's super fun, man.
So you're planning to build it out a little bit?
Yes, I don't think I'll get rid of this because I'll never find it again.
Yeah.
And this Westfalia, which is the camping package essentially, in 91, they're hard to come by. You just won't get them again. I mean,
the prices are going insane on them too.
Yeah, they're insane. They're insane right now.
This is cool.
Yeah, I like it.
What's your favorite vehicle you own? You think your Porsche?
So I think.
Or this guy?
No.
No?
So emotionally, I'm tethered to only one vehicle, and it's my 1999 Sahara TJ, my Jeep.
Okay.
Because I bought that in 99, so I've owned it for 23 years. And I was 19 when I bought it.
Okay.
And I started off-roading in that Jeep in the Appalachian Trail in North Carolina. And it was I grew up with that Jeep.
Yeah.
I mean, I went through marriages and divorce. I went through hardship and drama and all these things that like, that was a constant in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's not that I'm emotionally tied to the physical TJ itself, because it's a super good, capable vehicle. Not very good for families because it's small.
Yeah.
Short box, short end, but super off-road capable. But it's a reminder of kind of where I've been. And so many things in my life have kind of come and gone. That TJ has been a constant.
It's been your rock.
It's been a rock.
Yeah.
And when I get in it, it brings me back to a lot of those memories. And so if you haven't noticed, like I don't buy and sell a lot of things. Like people are like, God, here we go, another vehicle. And I know those guys that like buy stuff and sell it. You're not even that kind of guy.
Yeah, I kind of hold on to things.
I hold on to all the stuff that I have. Yeah. And like people are like, I can't believe you got rid of your 4Runner. My 4Runner is sitting right there. I've had that thing for 7 years.
Yeah, how many miles does that thing have on it now?
160.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put like 30 grand on it in the first year because that's what I used to train all over the country.
Yeah,
so
you're driving it all around.
I was driving it all over the place.
Yeah, that was I think the first video I did with you was that 4Runner.
Yeah, it was
wrapped.
Yeah. Ralph Camo. Big shout out to Kurt and Ralph Camo. But yeah, cool. Man.
So the TJ.
The TJ.
TJ, okay.
It's got an inline 6 in it. I just started it up yesterday and warming up. I'm going to put a 5.3 Vortec in it. Okay. And
breathe some life into it.
I am. I like. There's this song by a country music singer. I can't remember. Not Brantley Gilbert, but it's called "Hold On." Mm-hmm. Like I hold on, and the whole idea is like I don't need fancy stuff. I like reinvesting into stuff that I have. So when I look at my Jeep and I go, well, man, I haven't invested anything into it. It excites me to put more things onto it and take care of something that I've like nurtured and building it up and out.
Yeah.
You know?
I kind of feel that way with some of my vehicles. I'm like, I could get something new, or I could like breathe a little bit of life into one of my old vehicles.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like the truck that you were giving away for charity, that new truck for somebody who, you know, is traveling and doing all these things, that's like the thing, right? That's like the economical, it's probably not economical.
Yeah, maybe not.
It's not economic. But to have like the staple vehicle that's very dependable, family road trips, but everything else is like a love of the passion of motorsports and vehicles.
Yeah.
Like people are like, oh, Mike's a wealthy dude. Like I'm not a wealthy dude. These vehicles in combination is as much as these guys who have the Lambos and the very expensive toys. I will never be that guy because I don't like that kind of stuff. But if I can get a $19,000 Vanagon and experience like camping and trailing with buddies and friends and family and buy it from a guy who owned it since 1991 and did the same experience, that's really cool.
It's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, thanks for giving us a little peek into some of your fleet here. It's been fun.
Man. I'm trying to think of what you missed, but you didn't miss much.
No. It's cool. We'll probably do more. Do more with Mike in the future. He's getting into some rally stuff. He's doing lots of
You should come out and visit me for my first race.
Yeah? Where's it at?
Well, maybe I'll get something closer to you.
Yeah. Well, you get some info.
Yeah, this one's Missouri.
Okay.
Salem, Missouri.
Okay.
March 16th to the 20th. But I have 8 races, and I think there's one actually in Colorado.
Okay.
So you should come out.
Yeah, and you do Pikes Peak eventually.
I'm doing Pikes Peak next year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Mike Glover. Google Mike Glover Actual, Fieldcraft Survival, all kinds of cool stuff, cool rigs, cool guy. Yeah, I think that's it. I'll put some links down below and catch you guys next time.